This summer I turned pretty characters as baseball team. A friend actually suggested I do something like this a few months ago. A little bit hesitant on doing it because I know other people were already doing TV shows and characters relating to sports, and I didn't want to seem like I was getting into that as well. But this is pretty fun, and I don't think anybody did anything exactly like this one, so I'm pretty excited to show you guys what I came up with. We're gonna use these 5 characters and assign them to a team, and I'm gonna tell you why. I gave Belly the New York Yankees. Maybe like, wait a minute, she's on the city girl. No, not the location. I feel like no matter how well or not so well the Yankees are always doing, just because of their prevalence in the baseball world and community, they're always going to be scrutinized and always on the big stage no matter what. When they're hot, they're hot. They have lots of success and talent and strategy going into their season, but then they also have low peaks when they're not doing so hot. Same thing for Belly. Like when she's in her happy mode on cloud 9 with the person that she wants to be with at that moment, she's really happy and excited, everything's going right for her. But then once one thing crashes down, everything else tumbles down as well, if that makes any sense. Just like the Yankees, she has streaks of mishaps and losses that she has to recover from and bounce back from. When she does something that may deem her as untrustworthy or unreliable, she always finds a way to gain that respect back for the people that she loves, and I feel like the Yankees do the same thing. Even if they're not doing so hot in that particular moment, getting swept by teams that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be getting swept by, they still find ways to earn the fans' respect back. Also, just being one of America's favorite MLB teams, and because of their historical significance and legacy, they are expected to reach certain expectations and do really well every season. I feel like with Bailey, she's also learning to reach up to certain expectations that are placed on her, but she's also learning how to determine that for herself and to rise to the occasion and grow within that while she's also coming of age. Jeremiah gets the Colorado Rockies. I'm just kidding. He gets the Cubs. I feel like with the Chicago Cubs, they're a very passionate fan base, but also the team in general shows so much passion, especially with their offense production. Jeremiah's a person who kind of possesses more of a golden retriever energy and locks on the people he loves and cares about, and just shows so much loyalty within that stature. Chicago Cubs fans and the team itself does the same thing. Like, they love and endure each other. They're so dedicated and locked in on every season. Even if they're not doing so hot, they still stay loyal to them, and I feel like that can be said for any fan base, but I chose the Chicago Cubs specifically because they also can be overlooked, just like Jeremiah. Like, he sometimes feel like he's in his brother's shadow and overlooked and unappreciated. Cubs also have been feeling that way for a minute, especially before 2016. They were known as the lovable losers, and Jeremiah, I would say, is more of like a lovable person, but not always the first choice, not always the favorite choice, I should say. Chicago Cubs kept making playoff runs and World Series show-ups, kind of also like the Braves, kind of intertwined the two, but they just weren't winning until 2016. They broke that 108-year drought. Now, if you thought I was going to choose the Dodgers for Conrad, I considered it, but I think the Detroit Tigers fit his style a little bit more. Specifically this season, the Tigers were always known for having more of a competitive nature and spirit whenever they play and step on the field. Just like Conrad, he's very competitive, but like the Tigers, they're not super outgoing and flashy about it. They're kind of in it for the long run. They put all their pieces together and little by little start sneaking up on success. And I feel like Conrad, even though he's more so looked to as the person who should already be having success, he kind of stacks all his chips up privately, even when he's going through different things, because he has this like stoic, laid-back nature. No one really knows exactly what he's going through in his head, and so they assume certain things, but not knowing that he's working behind us to get himself back into that successful run. Not the team that's mostly known, like the Dodgers, for making super huge headlines every single week, us Terry Scooble's on the mound and pitching a complete game like he did not too long ago, are expected to have certain types of success because of what we know that they can do, and that they have the pieces to go ahead and do it. I think the two of them also know when it's their time to shine, but also knows how to step in the background when need be and work on themselves before they get back out there for their chance of success. Where the attitude can be mistaken for nonchalant and melancholy, but really it's just them putting their pieces together, eventually winning that big prize, which I'm expecting for him to win in the end, and possibly the Tigers. I'm gonna have to assign Taylor to the Phillies. Just like the Phillies, I feel like they're very bold, sometimes loud and unpredictable, just like her and her character, but also can be reliable when it's needed the most. She possesses so much of like a main character, confident energy, can be mistaken as cocky and obnoxious. She has the tools to back up her statements of personality, even though she may have to learn and grow from them. She likes to attempt to help others, like the friends and family around her, while she's still finding herself in the process. Sometimes it can come across like she's completely off the rails or flighty. Philly's kind of having that same thing where they're hot at one point, have a big hot streak. Unexpectedly, they might drop out of nowhere, and you're like, what? Where was all the talent that happened last week? And then they'll play another team a few weeks later and end up doing amazing again. So sometimes you just never really know with them, but somehow they still end up finding their success. Steven, I'm giving the Padres. He's rooted in logic and family support. Kind of took on that fatherly role after parents' divorce and learning to build on his growth and personality. I feel like the Padres also have a family-friendly clubhouse that show that they really love each other and support each other. Can sometimes be overlooked and also unappreciated. Both of them have a great heart and spirit to strive for the success that they know they deserve. both have good work ethics, determination, and loyalty, and they let that do all the talking that they need for them, to remind their fans why they're there and why they should be taken a little bit more seriously. Although he may rub in his success a little bit, I don't see it as cocky, but more of a way of reminding people of his worth and demanding his respect. Alright, let me know if you guys want a part 2. That was pretty fun.